Hi, and this is the schematic diagram of this EPR transducer. So we can see on the left the validity sensor, on the right the voice coil. The signal at the output of the validity sensor is fed to this amplifier. This capacitor permits to have a resonance with the inductance of the measurement coil, so this permits to increase the sensitivity and to reduce the noise. The gain of this amplifier is about 6 or 7, I don't know, 26 divided by 4 plus 1. The signal is fed to this phase detector, so this is a P-channel GFET. It is used as a switch. On the gate here there is a square wave at 400 Hz. The signal comes from this transistor Q8. The base is driven using one secondary of this transformer, this one here. So at this output we have a DC signal which is proportional to the AC voltage at this input here. So the goal is to have 0 volt, of course, here in order to have a 0 position of the LVDT sensor. This error signal is fed to this error amplifier, which is made around this op-amp here. This op-amp is fed to this power buffer here, and you can see that the feedback is only this capacitor. This is an integrator actually. So the gain is very high at DC, so this permits to have a very small error. The output current is fed, of course, to the voice coil and also to this sense resistor here. The measurement corresponds to the current flowing into the voice coil, so this current is detected using these resistors. They are not on the board, they are on the small board, which is close to the transformer. These are actually metal foil resistors. This is S102C. They are 3 in parallel. The total resistance is about 400 ohms or something like that. This voltage is fed to this amplifier. So there are some adjustment, gain here and offset here. There are 2 offset corrections, I don't know why. And then the output of this op-amp corresponds to the measurement signal which is available on the rear connector here. The power supply is classic. There is a transformer here with a dual secondary with a middle point. So this permits to have a positive and a negative power supply, positive here, negative here. This is a small daughter board with 3 capacitors and 1 Zener diode. I don't know where is connected the excitation coil of the LVDT sensor. It is difficult to follow the wires. It is probably connected to the same secondary voltage than the phase detector. So let's see now if we can make it work. First I will search for the power supply input. For that purpose I will do as usual. I will connect an AC generator, for example on this secondary here. I will adjust the voltage between these 2 terminals in order to have something close to plus or minus 12 or 15 maximum, and then I will try to find a voltage of 115 volts or close to this voltage between 2 pins on the rear connector. So I will connect the AC voltage between the terminal E4 and E5. E5 corresponds to the yellow wire here, and E4 the gray one. So I have prepared the power supply, an AC power supply here. I'm going to turn on the power supply. So for the moment, the voltage, the AC voltage is 5 volts RMS. I will measure the negative power supply. There is a negative power supply of minus 2.6 volts, so obviously it is not enough. I will increase the voltage. I have a voltage close to 15 volts. Minus 9, I can increase a little bit. Okay, I have a power supply of minus 12, and the other one, I don't know, maybe this one, plus 12, okay. So now I will search on this rear connector an AC voltage, which should be close to 115 volts. So for that purpose I will connect one terminal of the DMM here to the ground first. I don't know if we can see the DMM the same time. Oh, I am lucky. It seems this is this terminal, 90 volts. This is the input pin. The voltage should be a little bit more than that. I set the DMM to continuity tester. I have a DCR of 37 ohms between these two pins. So it seems that this is the primary. Let's turn on the power supply again. Okay, 90 volts. Okay, so I will apply an AC voltage of 115 volts between these two terminals, and then we will have the correct power supply. It is also possible to do the test like this. Anyway, it is the same, and we can see that this thing seems working. I will adjust the power supply in order to have 115 volts. I will increase a little bit the power supply, 106, 111. That's okay. Okay, we can see that this thing is regulated. I have connected the DMM at the output of this transducer, and as you can see, there is a voltage of minus 10 volts approximately when there is no input pressure. I have also connected the input pressure to a pressure generator here. Currently the pressure is 0. If I increase the pressure, you see that the voltage decreases. There is a leakage also, but this is another problem. The problem is this offset. There is maybe a problem with this transducer. But what I can do is to adjust the zero position using this screw. So this permits to change the zero position of the LVDT sensor. So we try to rotate, for example, one turn clockwise. Okay, it is in the other direction. Okay, so this is the original position. Okay, but I think that this thing is not stable now. Yes, it is close to the maximum. Okay, so there is no solution. I will return to the normal position. Okay. I will stop there. It is difficult to go further. It was anyway interesting to test this servo control loop using the voice coil and the LVDT sensor. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.